BMW calls a sports activity vehicle. Yes, it's not an SUV, it's an SAV. Welcome everybody to the BMW X4 30i M Sport X. The car has a very typical BMW family face. It's got the big kidney grills, but again, it's very well integrated on like all the SUVs. It doesn't feel out of place. This does have adaptive LEDs which work really well. And again, this is the M Sport X variant. So it's got aggressive cuts and creases around the bumper. Parking sensors are very well integrated and it has fog lamps as well. The front of the car is where BMW has done its major work. The front half of the car looks like just any conventional BMW SUV. You might actually confuse it for maybe say the X3. The real fun, however, starts on the other side of the profile where this beautiful coupe line is so beautifully integrated. I mean, BMW is the one that pioneered the coupe SUV trend with the X6 many years ago, and now they have carried on so beautifully. This is the baby coupe SUV because they still have the X6. This is the baby coupe SUV, the X4, and I think it looks fabulous, stands out on the road. Obviously, it's complemented by the M Sport alloys because this is the M Sport X variant. The X4 again is something different to what you would find. Maybe different from the X3 as well. It's very unique. It's got nice taillights, very similar to the X6. Again, a little smaller because this is the X4. It's got a very nice diffuser. Again, lets that crossover, soft-roader, sporty look. It's got functional exhaust tips and it's got tons of badging on the car to let you know what car you're driving, what engine variant you have, and obviously it's going to remind you it is obviously X-Drive. It has got a very small roof spoiler as well. And again, one small tip is that the parking sensors are very well integrated into the rear of the car. Again, it's a very different car. It might be to everybody's taste, but personally, I'm a big fan of this coupe rear that BMW started to integrate on their cars. Of the car is accessible by flipping the BMW logo. Once you do open it, you get access to the 525-liter boot space. There is a box to highlight how much stuff, and I think maybe 2 more boxes can fit in the whole boot. Again, because of the coupe line, it bends down, so you can't put tall luggage inside. The parcel tray is removable, and there's also a very nifty feature. You can actually fold the middle row seats by pulling on 2 flaps. So if you pull it, you can see the front seats actually fold forward. There's also a very handy small little boot light which is going to be useful at night for loading stuff and taking out stuff from the boot of your X4. Shut the boot of the X4. It does not have the fancy foot gimmickry that other cars have, but you can press the electro button and it just closes on its own. Open the bonnet lever twice. You want to get access to the bonnet, which is supported by gas struts. You get access to the B48 petrol motor, which is a 2-liter turbocharged motor that has about 252 horsepower and about 350 newtons meters of torque, mated to an 8-speed gearbox. A couple of interesting points in the front of the car. Firstly, I'm standing right at the axle of the car, and you can see the engine is behind for better weight distribution, better chassis balance as well. Another funny thing you'll notice is that there are no insulation inside the bonnet. I don't know how BMW pulls it up without any insulation, but inside the insulation is amazing, but more on that later. But there is no bonnet insulation, and the engine is placed behind the front wheels, so ultimate chassis balance, and it's a 50-50 weight balance. Get into the rear of the X4 and the coupe proportions are very visible. I am 5'8" and my head probably has that much left from hitting the roof. Anybody taller than me would probably have a new hairstyle when they reach their destination because the hair is going to be rubbed very frequently with the roof. The seats themselves I find are pretty good. Under thigh support is a little bit lacking, but the backrest is amazing. It's really comfortable, and yes, this is adjustable, so you can move it a little bit front, but I don't see why you should do that unless you need more boot space. This current recline angle is pretty good. Under thigh support is on the poorer side. You've got bottle holders which you can actually put usable bottles, which again is a very thoughtful addition by BMW. And again, this whole black interior is, works really well. It might feel a little bit claustrophobic because the windows are a bit on the smaller side and there might not be as much light coming in. Yes, the sunroof only ends till here, so the rear passengers don't actually get much use of the sunroof behind. But again, overall it's very nice. You've got adjustable temperature, so you've got your own AC vents and you can select what temperature. So this car has a 3-zone AC. You've got 2 Type-C ports to charge your phone, which is again up to date with the new phones that now the mobile phone manufacturers are sharing. There is a net to provide, you can put your small knickknacks, and there is an armrest as well, which comes out where you can rest your arm. Again, the traditional BMW, you can have cup holders as well. And again, overall it's a nice place to be, but the black theme coupled with the small windows and the tight headroom, this might not be the best place for this car. Been in past BMWs, then this will not feel weird at all. It's got the very typical family steering wheel that all the cars have, the 5 Series, 3 Series, even to an extent to the 7 Series, and also now the X3 also gets the new M Sport steering wheel, so it's very familiar. It's got very nice aluminium finished paddles, and it's got a host of buttons where the cruise control, and you can control the speedometer menu and the HUD menus as well. Yes, this car also has a heads-up display, but more on that later. The center console is tilted a little bit for the driver, so you can say that this has a little bit driver focused credentials. The new iDrive system sadly does not come with Android Auto yet. It can be unlocked if I'm told correctly, but currently it does have Apple CarPlay. It is a touchscreen unit and it's absolutely fabulous. The touch interface is superb, but BMW has thought for the people who still don't like touchscreens in this day and age. There are buttons, there is a knob, and you can rotate and scroll through the menus, which is fabulous. You still have the old-fashioned CD player, so this is not the entirely new hi-fi system that BMW puts in the car, because the new X1, the updated X1, does not get the CD player anymore. So that is a sign of things to come. The AC controls are there, but again there are no ventilated seats, so if you turn on anything, it just shows the temperature, the dial, the fan speed, and which area the air is being circulated. That's about it. Does not have ventilated seats. You do have 2 cup holders you can use to put on a sanitizer, very apt for today's times, and you can close it to give it a very clean look. Yes, there is also an X4 badging here, which is only specific to the X model. You can find this on the X3, the X1, the X5 and the X7. The sedans don't get the badging in the center console, which is pretty useful if you ask me. 2 very large cup holders, and you've got a wireless mobile charging tray which you can put here to charge your mobile wirelessly. Car comes with black interiors. Otherwise you can equip this car with a set of beige interior, sort of whitish mix, and a tan interior. This paint job, however, is mostly available with the black interior, and I think it's very nice. The sunroof lends a lot of air, so this black does not feel as claustrophobic or as small as it is maybe, but again it's very spacious. Seats are very nice. It's got amazing support. You've got extendable support, you can see, if you want more thigh support, and there is also adjustable lumbar support. There is memory function for the driver, there is no memory function for the passenger, and yes, both seats are powered adjusted, which is something really cool. Now I'm behind the wheel of the X430i, so let's see how this car is. So firstly you need to put the joystick like lever into D, and then we proceed. So the 30i is basically the 2-liter turbo, which comes in a various BMWs now, but this car has the tune with the 530i, not the 330i. The 330i has slightly more power, which is ironic because that's probably the lightest car of all the cars, but that has the most power. The 530i's tune is with this. It's about 242-ish roughly horsepower and 350 Nm. Again, it sounds decent on paper, and it actually is decent on the move. It's not probably the most scorching car you've ever driven, and I can say that with experience because I've driven a few cars that are pretty mighty fast, but it's not a scorcher, but it's adequate, especially for city driving or for highway driving. If you want to, you know, overtake or you want to close a gap, it's actually pretty good. I'm in comfort mode right now, and I can put the foot down and it's going to move. It's going to move. I'm barely touching the throttle and it just moves on pretty quickly. I love the fact that it's pretty effortless to, you know, drive, and you don't always need to mash your foot to make any sort of progress, because this car is very heavy. This car is weighed in at 1650, almost 1700 kilos. So at first 250 bhp, 242 bhp might sound less for a car this heavy, but it's actually pretty effortless, and you'll be surprised how easy this car moves ahead, you know, while driving. Obviously there is modes, so Eco, Sport and Comfort, so you can actually put Eco Pro, and there is Sport Plus as well, which not all BMWs get this, but this one has it. So that's the adaptive suspension and the adaptive steering, and the engine mapping also changes in Sport. It's probably the most aggressive. So I put into Sport, it downshifts 2 gears and it just sets off. It's pretty quick, and you can hear a lot of intake noises. It's not the loudest engine in the sense that the exhaust is pretty muted. I mean, it's an M Sport, it's a little bit of a sporty engine, so it could probably do with a bit more theatrical drama, but it feels really nice. It's super refined all through the revs. Even you take with the red line, it's supremely refined. Post 5,500 RPM, you do start to feel the power tapering off, but again, it's nothing that noticeable. But yeah, after you drive it a few times, then you do feel it. If you put it to comfort, then it's pretty easy to, you know, just pot around town. The steering is very well weighted. It's got the dynamic steering dampers, so it's constantly working to make sure that the steering feel is most consistent. It actually works really well. It takes some getting used to, but it actually works really well. When you push this car around corners, you do feel the weight, the mass, and the center of gravity. This is a high ground clearance car, but it handles pretty darn well. It is all-wheel drive and it's a rear bias on the X-Drive, but it handles really well. And the special part is that if you put it into Sport Dynamic, it actually lets you have some slip, so it actually lets you have some fun. This is the same X-Drive that you find in the M340i. Lots of people have pictures and videos sliding the car around, because even though it's all-wheel drive, I felt the same with this. You know, when you're absolutely on the limit, it has a very playful characteristic, and I really enjoyed that. I didn't see it coming, but it was so nice to slide a little bit, and then it corrected itself perfectly. So, you know, you look like a hero to your friends and you don't die. It's the best combo, if you ask me. It's a great car. I mean, overall, I didn't expect it to drive so well, but overall I've enjoyed it a lot. I honestly have enjoyed it a lot, and I think it's a great looking car as well. In conclusion then, the X4 30i M Sport X. Yes, the name is a mouthful, quite a lot of details in the name, but I think it's overall a great car. Yes, the rear seat space isn't the best, and the coupe lines are not to everyone's taste, but I am a personally big fan of the coupe lines, and I might just prefer this to the X3 because of the sporty credentials this car carries. The X4 starts at 66.46 lakhs, which is for this 30i M Sport X version, and 69.46 lakhs for the 30D M Sport X. The 20T has been discontinued for the X4, and I guess that's what this car is. It's so complete. It has everything. It looks good, it handles really well, the engines on offer are pretty punchy, and I mean, it's just a lifestyle vehicle that works so well. It's got great ground clearance, and it's got X-Drive just in case you find the bad roads or the slushy roads on one of your voyages around the country. That's what it is. It's a pretty complete package, and not many cars are this complete from coming out directly from the factory. If you don't want rear space, then this is the one to go. If you want rear space, rear headroom, go for the X3. This would be my choice most days of the year. That's how much I like it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.